Hello everyone, Ember here, and welcome back to a new video. And in this one, I'd like to take a look at an Amoonguss rogue deck from the sets Black Bolt and White Flare. So earlier this week, I ran a poll asking you guys which deck you would like to see first, and Amoonguss did do very well in that poll. So Amoonguss has 120 HP as a grass type, single prize attacker. Really nice to see, just more single prize attackers that are useful in the TCG in general. But yeah, has the attack a dangerous reaction, which for a single colorless energy, which is pretty important because it means you can be very flexible about which other attackers you pair with Amoonguss. So like you could really lean into like dark types with Pecharunt and Monkey Dory, or you could lean into like other grass types with grass energy. Like there's really a lot of flexible options. So I really do appreciate the fact that it costs a single colorless energy. So yeah, dangerous reaction does 30 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this attack will do 120 more. So 150 on the surface doesn't seem like a lot. It's not going to KO pretty much any basic EX Pokemon, which seems a bit rough at first, but you have a lot of modifiers to make this so much better. So of course, one of the main modifiers, of course, is simply with poison. So Brute Bonnet, which is the other Amoonguss that we play in this deck, so yeah, dual Amoonguss guys, has the ability Toxic Powder, which says once your turn, if this Pokemon has an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attached to it, you may make both active Pokemon poisoned. So then what we can do is now we're effectively doing 160 damage, not 150 anymore, which is really nice. If we had a Perilous Jungle in play, then that'll go to 180, which is, a sizable upgrade. So already doing a bit more damage. And if we really want to, we can also add Binding Mochi to do plus 40 through this way. Now, I do want to try out the Volcarona version of this deck, because then at that point you can use things like the Brave Bangle to do plus 30 damage as well, and that might be a bit more consistent. You'll have access to other fire type support, but I do think the poison build might just be superior right now, which is, a bit of a shame because you do have to play as some of the bit more expensive options, I guess. Like, this isn't really so much a budget deck, playing a lot of other EX Pokemon. But to be honest, if you want to keep things on the cheaper end, you could remove things like Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX. You could probably remove a Squawkabilly. Like, there are ways to make this build a bit cheaper, I would say, overall. Like, you could increase the amount of Amoonguss and Foongus that you play, for example. So there is ways to make this a bit more budget friendly. But yeah, a bit more expensive on like the rogue side of things. But yeah, I would say one of the reasons why Amoonguss is really strong, though, is just because you have these other poison options in the deck, like Pecharunt, for example. So like Pecharunt will effectively say, like, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, put 5 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon checkup. Which does mean that if you don't know, like, the Pecharunt dog stuff, which, yeah, Meloetta might end up being, like, a really good dog deck, but Pecharunt is the OG dog deck, because with Pecharunt, we can do Perilous Jungle, and then all of a sudden we can knock out basic Pokemon that have 70 HP on the first turn of the game. So yeah, that's kind of scary. It's a way for this deck to get cheeky KOs. And like we can already land cheeky KOs against things like Grimmsnarl and Charizard, which are like really nice matchups for you. But like overall, this deck needs all the help it can get because like Foongus only has 50 HP, so like Monkey Dory, Snipes are going to take this guy out. Like you do also have to worry about Grimmsnarl spraying damage. Like Gardevoir can spread a ton of damage as well, which is really scary. Like I don't think you can really beat Gardevoir with this deck realistically, but things like Grimmsnarl, I think you have a proper fighting chance because you can actually want to kill them, which is really nice. So yeah, as for the trainers on Amoonguss, I am running the new Tool Scrapper reprint just because I want to like surprise people and be disruptive. To be honest, I don't think Tool Scrapper is necessarily necessary in this deck. Like you could probably swap it out for something else. Like another Earthen Vessel wouldn't be too bad. Like a 4th Perilous Jungle might be decent. Maybe even another tool card, like another Mochi or something, could be good. But yeah, Secret Box. You'll notice like a lot of similarities if you've clicked off my Jellicent video. You might notice there's a lot of similarities between these lists because they're both like focused around poison synergy, but the ace spec of choice is once again Secret Box. This is a really good ace spec for these kinds of decks because it allows you to find an item, which is typically going to be a Nest Ball, a tool card, which is typically going to be Booster Capsule, or like the Mochi, I guess, if you really need it to. But yeah, either one of those two, and then also a Stadium card, so Perilous Jungle, and then that'll basically just get you properly set up and allow Amoonguss to start doing big damage. So a very powerful ace spec, I would say, overall. Also gets you your supporter for the next turn. So yeah, I also like the inclusion of Pal Pad, by the way. Just an honorable shout out to Pal Pad. I love this card. It's great, and everyone should play it. Yeah, as for the energy, I am playing 2 Dark Energy, 2 Psychic, and 3 Jet Energy. So again, that's like one of the great things about Amoonguss, and I'm going to say this again. I really, really appreciate the fact that it's 1 colorless energy. It's just really useful. So it means what we can do is actually leave Pecharunt in the active spot, on like the first turn of the game. Like we don't even need Latios in play, because after Pecharunt gets us a Donk KO, we can then have like the Jet Energy come in on Amoongus and then, you know, just go in there and KO something. So, and you know, if you really want to, you can maybe push it up to KOing a basic EX. But again, I think with 2 shots, you're still going to get there just fine. Just, you know, you have to worry about your basic EX Pokemon getting boss KO'd for easy prizes. But I think overall, you should have a good time against most EX decks. Like Bloodmoon Ursaluna EX is really nice in here. I've not had to use this just yet, but it is pretty good in the late game. Like 240 plus the Mochi is going to get you to 280. Jungle's going to get you to 300. You know, you can kind of see how it can spiral out of control. So, yeah, it is a good attacker for the late game. So, you know, something worth considering. Yeah, let me know what you think of Amoongus. Are you a believer? You know, do you think the dual mushrooms will be good? But yeah, let me know what you think down below. It's been Emma Power. And yeah, thank you for watching. Like, where's the booster capsule? Ah, whatever. I mean, we still technically haven't won just yet, but my opponent's going to be inactive for too long anyway, so... Unfortunately, an AI doesn't always take over. Computer player. So yeah, if my opponent had actually been still in the game, they could have done like the 70 here, and like we would have whiffed an attack, so they would have removed this Amoongus, but then we would have just like, you know, attacked with another Foongus, probably got it off research, like, yeah. Or like poisoned and used Pecharunt. Many different ways it could have gone. Yeah, kind of a sad climax to Flygon EX. I was kind of looking forward to playing against this. You know, it's something different from your bog standard Dragapult, Grimmsnarl kind of builds. Seen a lot of Gardevoir today already as well, which is really weird. Didn't think there'd be this much Gardevoir. Come on. Yeah, okay. Well, my game's crashing as well, apparently. Oh, great.